Jenny Eagle, reporter for LiftEx, and I'm here with Bernie Winter, who is the technical support specialist for LEEA. Bernie, tell us what you'll be looking forward to most at LiftEx this year.
The thing about LiftEx is it gets everybody together. It gives everybody a chance to meet face to face, discuss lifting matters, discuss any issues they have, basically just have a good time for a couple of days, reconnecting, seeing any new products that are on the market. A lot of them like to show them at LiftEx. And hopefully, if they've got any queries or any issues with anything, we'd like to advise them where we can, even on the face-to-face basis.
And will you be leading any sessions at the show?
No, I won't be leading, but I hope to be attending quite a few. It's always a good time to catch up with things, to say new stuff coming on the market. There's lots of members and the people that aren't members there. They like to present their goods and any innovations that come up. I always find the Innovations Award quite an interesting topic. It's nice to see how people are thinking, usually outside the box.
And are there any accredited training schemes, seminars you'll have your eye on in particular?
Not necessarily accredited training scheme, although I'm personally looking forward to. There's one coming up from one of the members that deals with height safety equipment. It's something we're sort of branching out to from the technical support side. At the moment, we tend to say thank you very much for it. We acknowledge that what they're doing. We advise them where we can through the standards and make sure they meet the requirements through them. But we usually pass it over to the Work at Height Safety Association. It would be good to see and learn a bit more rather than just give them the basic information. It's not going to make us expert advisors, but it will certainly give us a bit more room to manoeuvre when it comes to answering these types of questions.
And talking of standards, what should members be looking out for in particular this year?
There have been a lot of changes. Many standards have been up for review. Probably the biggest thing that's been happening is a lot of the component standards have lost what's been known as their harmonized status. Because they're incorporated into a greater assembly, they don't need their own harmonized status. It's the actual finished article that requires that. This is where we should look at CE marking or UKCA marking where it's required to make sure that it complies with any health and safety requirements and it's safe to go onto the market and be used.
Is there a specific date that members should be looking out for on that?
Not so much. This is ongoing throughout the year. It's been going on about 2 or 3 years now. I hope many of the members are aware that the Machinery Directive in Europe is in the process of being updated and modernised and then become the Machinery Regulation. And there are quite a few changes in that. So the best point of contact if you've got any queries about standards or the legislation is our head of global standards and legislation, that's Ben Dobbs, who many will know.
And I love the fact that you came from a military background. I think that's great because it encourages others to look for a career out of the military service. How did your background help you in your career?
I left the forces full-time in 2009. I've left the reserves in 2014. This is about a year after I took up a post with LEEA in 2013. Work at the time was getting very busy. I couldn't commit to the time required to do the reservist side of things. However, it did encourage, and a lot of the ex-military guys will say this, it does encourage you to be consistent, prompt, very accurate with definition, description of anything like that. It drills in the discipline. So if you've got a deadline to work to or anything like, you really strive to get to that deadline. It's not one of these high pressure jobs, but anything that's put in front of you, we'd like to complete and finish, if that makes sense. So I'd say working with LEEA now since 2013, I've been on the technical services team now since 2018, 6 years now. Apart from a minor hiatus during the COVID period, I'm pretty much on the go all the time. And there's constant evolution in it as well. It's constantly moving, it's constantly changing like the industry. We have to try and keep up as much as we can.
What would you say to encourage companies to become members of LEEA and to come to LiftEx?
LEEA itself, we're an advisory trade association. However, we do have a set audit which encourages any new member that joins us to meet those targets, and it's to ensure that anything, whether you're manufacturing, whether you're inspecting or examining, that the standard that you work to is as high as it can be. Having full LEEA membership allows you to carry the LEEA badge. That's the only way. You can't do it as a provisional member. You can use the associate member status, but it's the full LEEA member that is deemed to be, we like to use the Rolls-Royce of lifting as far as companies go, if that makes sense. We do actually have Rolls-Royce as a member as well, if that helps at all. So we do have some very, very high level companies on the books that are members of ours. And they see the advantage being that, say, LEEA strives for, as I say before, we strive for consistency, we strive for the highest level and the highest standard of lifting equipment, whether it's manufacturing, whether it's examination or use. So if end users got the right information, they can expect the same quality of service from the LEEA member that's working on their behalf.
Well, I look forward to meeting you at LiftEx on the 16th and 17th of October. And of course, the LEEA Awards on the 16th.
Absolutely. Looking forward to it to myself. I want to see what people come up with this year. It's always interesting.